What in the world, Bo? What in the world? It's your boy Big Low Country. I hope everybody out there is doing great tonight. For everybody out there that don't know me, my name is Big Low Country. I'm just an old country boy, former football coach that love to sit around and talk about sports. First of all, congratulations to the Kansas City. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. The NFL sent me the script. I'm sorry. Congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs for winning that game without any questionable holding calls. NFL, I hope it wasn't too conspicuous. What in the world, Bo? Look, first of all, if you're watching the show after we've gone live already, make sure that you put a what in the world, Bo, in the comment. Also, if this is your first time checking us out, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Share the channel with your friends and family. Don't keep a good thing to yourself. Don't keep a good thing to yourself. But first of all, congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs. Congratulations to the Philadelphia Eagles. A lot of people didn't think that team was going to be as successful as they were. Jalen Hurts, MVP candidate. That Philadelphia Eagles defense is young, hungry, and they're going to be around for a long time. So congratulations to both teams for a great season. I wish we would have had a season like that, but that's neither here or it's actually here and there. But anyway, congratulations. First of all, let me show love to everybody that's showing love to me. Got Coach Sterling Woods in here. He says that game had a lot of questionable calls, low. Volcanic iOS, he says, looked like he held him coming out of the break, not where the frame froze it. Okay. Trucker Mike, what in the world, Bo? What's going on, Norman? Joker's in here. He said Mahomes limping. He said that was definitely scripted. It looked like he was fine afterwards. That's all I'm saying. It looked like he was okay afterwards. You know, look, I don't know. Big Q been saying this for years. Big Q said NFL is an entertainment business. He said it's just like WWE. Edward Mitchell, what in the world, Bo? What's going on, Anthony? He said Pat Mahomes is the new GOAT. Look, Pat Mahomes is a bad man, Bo. He's a bad man. Anthony said, "What's good, Big Low? I hope you didn't blow your leg out the other day. You okay?" Hey, man, we limping around. I'm limping around like Patrick Mahomes, but that's what us quarterbacks do. Look, if you're wondering what Anthony is talking about, we actually have a video because I'm trying out to be the next quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons. I know this doesn't have anything to do with us being in the Super Bowl. Hopefully next year, whenever me and the guys are playing in the Super Bowl, it'll have a little bit more to do with it. But look, I ran the 40-yard dash. Make sure that y'all check it out. Tim, what's going on, man? He says I want Atlanta Super Bowl. Hey, man, look, you already know. Mighty Monsters, Big Low, y'all Falcons doing holding two by holding on to our coach. Man, come on, Mighty Monsters. Coach Ronnie, what's up with your boy? What's going on with Mighty Monsters? Jared J, what in the world, Bo? Finally ready to see some off-season moves. Yes, it's that time. It's that time. Now, look, like I said, once again, first of all, do y'all think Andy Reid's going to retire? Coach Rona, she just threw that out there, and I was like, you think he's going, Coach?
That's what he was looking like. I'm glad I got this. I can go sit down.
Man, it's like he beat his former employer. that probably felt even better. But shouts out to Andy Reid, man. Shouts out to him. Heck of a coach. What he's been in the last 6 AFC championships. I mean, he's just on a whole nother level. He dominated the AFC for more than a half decade. So shouts out to him. Alfonso, what in the world, Bo? The man, these Bows shake my head, man. These refs, I'm glad it ain't the A-Bo. Let me tell you something. Because I'm going to tell you, Coach right here, he made a heck of a point. Little Mexican man, he says holding the call to an uncatchable ball, refs versus Philly like usual. I completely agree with you. Look, he look like he run that Tennessee route. Thing is, he came out to break. There's going to be some contact, right? But if I'm not mistaken, first of all, that was within the 5 yards. So, I mean, I know that completely rules out the whole pass interference aspect of it. But, guys, the ball was uncatchable. They got pressure on Patrick Mahomes. He was halfway. He was semi-throwing that ball away. Let's be completely honest. He was semi throwing that ball away because he knew that they were going to be able to get a field goal. That was not a holding call. So I want to first of all, I want to start it off by asking everybody in the comment, do you feel like this was a holding call? If you feel like this was a holding call, put a 1 in the chat. If you feel like it's one of those cases where you know this is smelling kind of fishy, smelling like some tilapia, some catfish, some big mouth bass, put a 2 in the chat. Because it's smelling kind of fishy to me, Bo. That's all I'm saying. What's going on, Norman? He said, I seen enough, Bo. Bring Lamar to the A. 3 rushing touchdowns for Jalen Hurts. They almost took down those Kansas City Chiefs. I feel sorry for the Philadelphia Eagles fans because look, you made this incredible run, and look, you were almost there. You were almost there, and now your whole offseason, you got to deal with the ghost of that holding call. We've been there. We've had a situation for the Falcons back in 2012. There was a pass interference on us that wasn't called. Navarro Bowman, it was a pass interference on Roddy White, and that kept us from going to the championship. We were supposed to play in the Super Bowl in New Orleans, but apparently the Benson family, they made a couple of calls. They didn't want us to play in there. They didn't want us to play in their stadium, and they held us out, man. Ed, he said, I doubt they retire. You never know. You never know. I think it might happen. Jazzy Jeff's in here. He says the Eagles lead the NFL in sacks and quarterback hits and didn't get 1 sack on Mahomes the entire game. Secondary looked lost on 2 wide open blown coverage touchdowns. Hurts fumbling the football for the Chiefs touchdown. Yeah, man. Yeah, it was one of those situations where Andy Reid and look, throughout the game, Coach Roney and myself, while we were watching, we were saying, hey, there are a few things that we wish we had, right? The ability to get a quarterback sneak. Those are the types of teams that go to Super Bowls. The ability to make adjustments at halftime and just scheme guys open. Those are the guys that win Super Bowls. Travis Kelce. Thanks, Coach Roney. Travis Kelce. I don't know if you've seen the video that I put out. Basically, Travis Kelce and Rob Gronkowski were talking, and the subject of Kyle Pitts came up. You could check it out on the video. And they were like, hey, it seems like they just don't know how to use them in Atlanta. I'm glad I got Andy Reid. Oh, I'm glad I had Bill Belichick. The writing's on the wall. The writing's on the wall, guys. Those things, protecting your quarterback, getting pressure on the opposing team's quarterback, getting turnovers, those are the things that gets your team to the Super Bowl. Tonight, we watched the 2 best teams in the NFL play for the Super Bowl championship, world championship. We watched both teams. They looked the part. One team or another did not look like they did not belong. They looked the part. What's going on, Rose City? What in the world, Bo? he said, do you see the little fish driving the Hummer? Man, come on, Bo. Come on. Now, what he's probably referring to is that in that Hummer commercial I put on Twitter, I was like, hey man, I ain't gonna lie to you, that Hummer looking pretty legit. Made me want to get me a Hummer. That new Hummer looking legit. Coach Roney, she's over here sighing deeply. What's wrong, Coach Roney? Oh, okay. I'll just take it. Oh, my bad. I got caught up in the Hummer. Jab says, or JAV, he says, Mahomes never had an elite defense. Brady did and already won 2. Can we say he never had? He had a good defense. The Chris Jones and Frank Clarks of the world, Tyrann Matthews, and wait a minute, Tyrann. Yeah, he was there in the first Super Bowl. He's had some good defenses. He had some serviceable defenses. But the thing is, you're completely right. Brady has some really, really, really good defenses. I mean, and let's keep it a buck. It seems like they're just doing it legit. They're just outthinking other teams. We look at the Patriots, and yes, there's some hate involved because I'm a Falcons fan. The Patriots, have a record of cheating. I mean, I'm just gonna put it out there, Bo. Where there's smoke, there's fire. The Patriots have a record of cheating. They got caught cheating in multiple ways. Now, maybe one of these days it'll come out. Yeah, Andy Reid, he was listening in on other people. I mean, you never know. Alfonso, Sterling, they all say, hey, they think that the referees were following the script. they think the referees were following the script. I said put a 1 or a 2. Put a 1 in the chat if you feel like that holding call at the end of the game was legit. We're playing for the world championship. If you feel like that call was legit on that whip route, put a 1 in the chat. If you feel like it was kind of fishy, put a 2 in the chat. Put a 2 in the chat. Coach Keith said, man, that was a horrible call. Molly Ball says, Big Low, you know about something fishy because you kidnapped what? Coach Rody? What you gonna do about the ball? Bernard Cantrell said, yeah, that holding call at the end of the game, that was kind of suspect. Ed, he says, hey man, that was a legit call. He said that was a legit call. I mean, yeah, I see where you coming from. What's going on, Keyshawn? He said he held him right before he turned upfield, so 1. And I see that, but is that the type of call that's going to determine the world championship? Or, I mean, like, let the guys play. Is that the call that we're going to go with? John Brooks says, Big Low, I'm glad the Super Bowl is over now. We start the offseason. The offseason starts now. Let's get our quarterback, Lamar Jackson. Dang, coach. Trucker Mike says, Juju about the Corvette to the Steelers now. How you like me now? Juju gonna have a good time. He gonna have a good time. Coach Padres in here says, what's up, coach and staff? As Big Low would say, I seize them Philly lines. I seize it and I won't. Yes. The offensive line was playing like the best offensive line in the NFL. If we keep it a buck. What's that? Anubis? He says most definitely in game was on the refs. And that's all I'm saying, guys. All I'm saying is that if we're playing for the world championship, if we're playing for the Super Bowl championship, for the ring, the big game, why would we call a hold on that play? It's like that ended the game. You see what I'm saying? It's like if it's one of those cases where, okay, they didn't call the hold, Kansas City, because he was throwing the ball away. He was low-key throwing the ball away. But the thing is that why would we just end the game with that call? I understand he put his hands on his hip, but it's like for the people out there that's played football, do y'all know how many times there's a hold and a pass interference on every play? Like whether people want to acknowledge it or not, on every play of every game, there's a hold, there's a pass interference, there's a hold on the offensive line, there's hands to the face. All of that happens on every play of the game. So you're telling me, as exciting as this Super Bowl was, we're tied 35-35. You're going to call a hold on this play and then moving forward, not even give Philadelphia a chance? Come on, Bo. That's the most anticlimactic end to the NFL season I've ever seen. Ever. So shouts out to Arian Foster, because if that wasn't scripted, I don't know what was. Also, the call on for Devontae Smith saying that he was out of bounds right before the half, I just don't see it. So yeah, I'm legit. I'm legit considering that, because yeah. ATM's in here. He says, Big Low. He said, I disagree with you, Low. You can't grab a receiver by the waist. Just wish they would have called a PI for us in 2017 versus the Eagles when their DB was literally horseback riding Julio Jones. Hey, you're right, man. You're right. There's been many calls, because basically they said, hey, let the guys play, right? So, it's one of those situations where, they just didn't let them play. And I understand by the rule book, you can't let, you can't grab somebody by the hip, especially when they're changing direction. But come on, man. This is the referees knew that was going to end the game. Patrick Mahomes yelling at him. That's a hold. That's a hold. I mean, come on. At least give the other team a chance. That's just anticlimactic. Falcons says, I told my buddy who's an Eagles fan, punching the punching the heavy is good, 49ers. But what happens when you're under those lights? Mahomes. I mean, look, hey, it's one of those cases, man. Patrick Mahomes, he's just that guy. Right now he's just that guy that's tough to beat. You try to run up on him if you want to. He's just right now he's the it guy in the NFL. Hunter Hutchinson, he feels like there's something behind that, man. Rose City says Big Low, man. Somebody said you ran a 40-yard dash at 10 minutes. It's like, why you lying to my dog, Big Low? I don't know why they lie, but Key Quest, he said it was a legit call. Sean Saunders, Jared, Ty Dollar, they feel like there was something behind that call, and I think I agree with you. James, he feels like there was something behind him. J Maul, he says, hey, man, that particular call, you got to let it go. You got to let it go. You got to let it go. Coach Ronald says, Joker, says, I'm not suggesting you being, okay. Coach Ronald just doing some work in the background. Iron Mike says, he held him like 4 times, though. Oh, man. Mad Morgan is in here. Mad Morgan's in here. Mad Morgan says, stop whining. It was clearly a hole. You can't. Man Morgan said, hold on, let me say it right. Stop whining. It was clearly a hole. You can't grab and turn them and then take your left arm and drape it on the field. All right, Van Morgan. I hear what you saying. Oh man. What's going on, Jerry? Jerry's in here, man. Much love to you. Much love to you. But yeah, I think, and once again, as far as the way that the season ended for the Philadelphia Eagles, it's gonna hurt. Look, as Falcons fans, we've been there. We've been there when we blew leads. The Eagles blew a 10-point lead. They were up 10 points at halftime. We know going against the Kansas City Chiefs, that ain't nothing. And this is why I'm thinking that Andy Reid is going to go ahead and shut it down, because after that performance in the second half where you scored on every possession, what else can you do? What else can you do? You got the 2 Super Bowls. So now they can't say, hey, you know what? That first one wasn't legit. Now he came and he got 2 of them against his former team. So yeah, it's just one of those situations. JJ the Great with the first Superman chat of the night. He says it was a hole, but you can't call that at that time. And that's what I'm saying. Like, per the rule book, was it a hold? Yes, it was a hold all day. But once again, there's a defensive pass interference. A lot of times when they run screens and rub routes, they start blocking before they actually catch the ball. There's offensive pass interferences. We see it all the time. But at the end of the day, JJ, you're right. You can't call that call at that point in time. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. That's that. Da-da-da. That's a Superman chat. Louise said, man, forget the cheese. But Mahomes, baby, go. Okay. Oh, man. SRT, he says, fastest 40 I seen in the city. We need him. That's right. That's right, SRT. Man, thank that boy, because thing is, I'm a cheetah, not a goose. Cat Maker said, bro, that call ruined one of the best bowls. It did.
That's what I'm saying.
It did. Oh, you agree, Coach Ronnie?
Yeah, it was interesting. Scoring like crazy. You didn't really know who was going to end up winning. And why you just give it to them like that? Make them fight for it.
Make them fight for it.
They wasted the rest of the game. It was just a bunch of stalling.
And the thing is that if the Eagles, if they were just going to let them score, what they should have did was, and we actually done this before. We actually coached our guys up. Whenever you situation where you let them score, you grab them and drag them in the end zone. Sirianni, he didn't coach his guys up because they were trying to be like, oh, we're gonna act like we're gonna get you and just let you go in the end zone. You're going against Andy Reid on the other side. He's gonna tell them, hey, get down, don't go into the end zone. That closest guy to him is supposed to grab him, grab the shoulder pads, drag him into the end zone. That's what he was supposed to do. But hey, I mean, it's all over now. There's red and yellow confetti falling in Arizona. Look, Coach Rona said, make sure you hit that like button. If you know this feels like a bittersweet ending to you, if your team didn't win, make sure that you hit that like button. We're at the end of the season, and you know officially the end of the season for all the teams now. And you need a way to express it. You can express it by hitting that like button. I promise you, you hit that like button for me, I'll dance at your wedding one day. Dance at your wedding one day. Workflow Dre says the Eagles had two 50-50 balls and the ref gave them the second one. It was a fair game. Thing is, I feel like both of those catches were catches. Even what's the guy? Pelissero, that first catch for Devontae Smith, which took 4 points off the board, he was like, yeah, I don't know exactly what they saw in that. That looked like a catch to me. They could have possibly scored a touchdown instead of kicking a field goal in that situation. That one hurt. That one hurt. ATM, he says, you're right about letting them play low. However, I think what forced the referees to not hold the whistle in the holding was just blatant. And I understand that. But the thing is, it's one of those situations where I felt like it was the ball was being thrown away anyway. Like Patrick Mahomes was dead to rights. Once again, this is the World Championship. Saints fans will tell you there have been calls that were even more blatant than that they didn't call. Ask the Saints whenever they played Rams. They'll tell you. Man, I tell you one thing, I'm glad Pacheco's okay because C.J. Gardner-Johnson cleaning his clock. He ate that boy up. Coach Tracy said, you're right, Lo. Lady T on Facebook, on YouTube, much love to you. Much love to you. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, great season for both teams. Great season for both teams. Dre Day says, look, man, coaching is everything. And you're completely right. At the end of the day, coaches, because I said this before the game. I was on with Uncle Steve and Smitty and those guys. Basically, they were like, who they asked me who I think was going to win. I said, well, I feel like the Philadelphia Eagles have the better team, but I feel like Kansas City has the better coaching. I thought that the Eagles were going to win. I thought it was just going to be a little bit too much because I was saying that I felt like the Eagles were going to be able to get to Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes on one bum ankle. Well, one bum ankle. We don't know what the script. We don't know if that was scripted or not. But I mean, we don't know if he had a Toradol shot or I've seen people with Toradol shots with high ankle sprains. They still limp. Anyway, on one bum ankle, did not take one sack. So that being said, it's like, once again, shouts out to Andy Reid. He realized in the second half that they're not passing guys off. Whenever they're running those zone coverage, especially on the outside, and they were taking advantage of it. Coach Padre, he says, Big Low, Philly Lions, I needs it and I wants it. As a wise man once said, hosting this show. Hello. Man, let me tell you something. Those Philadelphia offensive and defensive lines, even though that Philadelphia defensive line didn't get home, they affected Patrick Mahomes a lot. If I'm not mistaken, he didn't get over 200 yards through the air because they were playing the check down game. He was captaining check downs tonight. But the thing is that it's one of those cases where that offensive line anytime when it was third and short, fourth and short, they got it. They the only time they didn't run a quarterback sneak was one time where they ran like a fake sneak and then a toss. It didn't work. They was like, okay, let's just go back to what's working. They were manhandling those guys up there. They were manhandling Jones. They were manhandling Frank Clark. You got to look that those Philly offensive and defensive lines are legit. I'm telling you, that Philadelphia team is going to be good for a good long time. Jalen Hurts still on his rookie deal. If there are any Philadelphia Eagles fans in here watching, don't feel bad. You okay, bro? You are okay. You just fine. Padre, appreciate that, man. That's that. Dun, dun, dun. That's a Superman chat. Man, Star Falcon says the only reason we are disturbed by that call is because we know the Falcons would have never got. You right. You right. Cool SRT, he says Lamar Jackson to the AKTF says Eagles lost because of that scoop and score. There was only one turnover in this game. And you're right. You're right. That scoop and score was a huge factor. That seems like that's whenever the momentum changed. Whenever that scoop and score happened. DA Hunter said, "Man, that script was crazy tonight. Boy, that thing was better than the BMF." that felt like a Game of Thrones war episode, battle episode. That thing was tough. Oh man. Star Falcon says, hey coach, Big Jordan Davis was playing today. And he was ineffective. He was in there, but I mean you right. You're right. He wasn't, he wasn't making that much of a difference. The thing is, I don't know if how long y'all of the people who are watching, whenever we do our draft scenarios and we talk about, who we think are going to go to different teams in the draft. Both teams had guys that I really wanted on both sides, from the Leo Chenals to the George Karloftises for the Chiefs. On the other side, the N'Kobe Deans, the Jordan Davises, the Kenneth Gainwells. It's like both teams had good young talent, and they're going to have that good young talent for a long time. RG says, "What are your thoughts on that holding call? I just got here." RG, I'm gonna tell you, I didn't like it. I feel like if we're playing for the championship, unless that guy's just a world beater and he could cover 20 yards in 0.3 seconds like I did in my 40-yard dash, he wasn't going to have a chance to catch that ball. Patrick Mahomes was semi-throwing it away, and I didn't like the call. I felt like you should have at least given the other team a chance. But, that's just me. I know sometimes Coach Roney says I'm too much of a football purist. Like I said, there's holding calls on every play. There's pass interferences. I mean, so like, just let them play. You just kind of gave it to them. Johnson Spates came in here. He says Eagles fans can cry because Eagles are the new Falcons chokers. Nah, it's not. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that blatant. We were 2.5 times worse than them. We were up 28-3. We were up by 25 points. They were just up by 10. So yeah, we can't. Yeah, we can't do that. That's still on us. We can't get out though. Five-star Falcon says, "Where was all this script talk of 2016?" He's like, "I got time for apologies." We gotta let it go, Five-star Falcon. We gotta let it go. Oh man. But I'm gonna tell you something. Moving forward, like I said, congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs. What did they do? What did the Kansas City Chiefs do that stood out the most that won them this Super Bowl. Because when they were down by 10 points, I think they came back and scored the touchdown after the half. It's like everybody was over there fired up. You seen Pacheco, getting everybody fired up on the sideline, gassing those offensive linemen up. First thing Andy Reid said whenever he gave his victory interview, first thing he said was, "Man, shouts out to that offensive line. That offensive line just did their thing. The Creed Humphreys, Orlando Browns, and all those guys. Orlando he finna get broke off. But what did you see those guys do that kind of took them to the next level? Definitely want to know. And I know that it's late and everything. I might open this up so we can have some people come in and kind of give their opinions about what happened and tell us what y'all are thinking and everything. But yeah, I just want to know what y'all are thinking. Derek White says he wasn't throwing it away. That was a pass interference. Okay, well, a defensive holding call. Like I said, unless he could cover 20 yards in 0.3 seconds, that ball was severely overthrown. Severely overthrown. And it might not have been 20 yards, but that ball was severely overthrown. It was bad. Ghost Pepper says, since I wanted the Eagles to win and I can't stand the Chiefs. No, I'm sorry. So I want the Chiefs to win. I can't stand the Eagles. Good flag. Oh, man. ATLGA Faithful, he says, the biggest thing I see from this is getting Gardner Johnson to the Falcons. I could definitely see that happening, Coach. We know that C.J. Gardner Johnson, he has a relationship previously with Terry Fontenot. And we know that the safety positions could use some upgrading. Question is, are we going all in this season, or are we just gonna take our time with it? That's the question. You can't just blow the money like a running nose sometimes. Sometimes you gotta see who's gonna develop. Dante says Magic Mahomes did it for them. He brought the magic for them. I mean, look, Coach Ronald, let me ask you a question. Patrick Mahomes, the best quarterback in the league right now today?
In the league right now?
Right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you got to give it to him. I mean, he's just that guy. I mean, as annoying as his wife and his brother are, you got to give it to him. I can't stand his brother, boy. After I seen him dance on that Sean Taylor, tribute, he danced on Sean Taylor's number in Washington. I was done. You can't disrespect people like that. ATM says Andy Reid was in his bag with those red zone play calls on the last 2 touchdowns. Those route designs against man coverage were man. Those route designs, they were legit. Whenever he put the guy in motion and he looked like he was trying to come down on the drag, broke off, came back. I think he ran a 7. But it was a shallow 7 because he was on that side of the field and it was so close to the end zone. I was like, wow, that was beautiful. I was telling Coach Roney, this is what we need. This Coach Padre, I likes the dad and I wants the dad. That's what I wants it. Derek says, y'all want everything. Y'all want everything, Saints, huh? Big Low. What in the world? C.J. Gardner Johnson play for the Eagles now. He don't play for the Saints no more. You gotta let it go. Oh man. Monty Cushing said, coaching staff is Jesse Bates really like, man, Jesse Bates is that dude, bro. He's a bad man. You go look at some of his film. What's going on, Cass T? Much love to you. Granddaughter says, Big Low, please don't do it. Calling shows for a long time. We got to work later tomorrow. Hey, man, I'm off tomorrow. So I'm going to stay up party. Anybody want to go to bed, feel free. But I'm off tomorrow. I'd always try to take off the day after the Super Bowl because it's my time to sit back, reflect on the previous season, see what we could look forward to during this off season and everything. If I went to a Super Bowl party or anything like that, recover. So yeah, it's one of those things I always try to take off the day after Super Bowl. So yeah, I'm gonna stay up late tonight, party, probably play some 2K, might play some Madden. You know, Still trying to beat the Ghost of Tsushima. Ain't no telling. Let's get it in here. What's going on, Bo? He says if Eric Bieniemy doesn't get a head coaching job this offseason, it will be a tragedy. He was in the bag the second half. Eric Bieniemy is going to be the coach of the Chiefs, Bo. I'm thinking it's done. I'm thinking it's over with. I'm thinking it's over with. Pelicans know you comes in here and says all I can say is Atlanta Saints. Check. What in the world, Coach Ron? What in the world?
Well, maybe we'll actually make it to a Super Bowl.
Man, I don't care. I take all the help I can get. What in the world, Bo? What's going on, Iceman? Molly Mall says Falcons fans can't look forward to nothing. What in the world? Molly Mall got so much hate in his heart, boy. Five-star Falcons says CJ went to the Eagles. He got that stank off of him. Oh man. Yeah. So we rocking on the PS5. We rocking on the PS5. But yeah, now the thing is, guys, I'm going to tell you something. Looking back at this season and looking back at this Super Bowl, I would not be surprised if both teams are back next year. I would not be one bit surprised if both teams are back next year. Thing is that the Cincinnati Bengals, I feel like right now they're the biggest threat to the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC. They're the biggest threat. With that being said, it's one of those cases where I feel like they're going to take a step back this year because the money's finna start flowing and you ain't going to be able to do as many things as you could normally do. For example, we were just saying, Jesse Bates, he gone. He finna go get his bag. You see what I'm saying? Joe Burrow, his contract is going to be coming up soon. Jamar Chase contract going to be coming up in the next couple of years. Kansas City, they good. Y'all remember we kind of looked at their salary cap when was that, on Wednesday? Kansas City, they in there like swimwear for the next 3, 4, 5 years, right? Philadelphia Eagles, young team that got a chip on their shoulder because they felt like, that holding call wasn't legit. They're going to be back. I mean, I'm not saying they're going to be back in the Super Bowl, but they're going to be making a deep run again next year. They found their quarterback in Jalen Hurts. Everything came together. The only thing is, because Coach Ronan said that Jalen Hurts just turned into a sex symbol. So, Jalen, keep control of yourself. So, don't let the fame get to you, Jalen. Oh, man. ATL GFA says, Ghost, I was going for a Chiefs. I just thought it was a weak call. I like a lot of the Eagles players. Can't stand their fan base. Man, boy. Fly Eagles, fly on the road to victory. I learned that song whenever they came to the Benz and whipped up on us on the first game of the season last year. I was like, wow, they're going to do us like this. Don't do me like that, big bro. G-Mac says, halftime reveal winner equals all red and white. What? Halftime. Okay. Halftime revealed the winner. All red equals all red and white. So I guess you were saying that everybody was in red and white for the Rihanna concert. So you were saying that, that was showing who. Yeah, that was showing who. What? That was the script. That was what the script had. Speaking of Rihanna, what y'all think about that halftime performance? I don't know if there's any big Riri fans in here, but what do y'all think about that halftime performance? Pelicans know you. He says CJ is sitting on the couch with us. Fly Eagles fly. Anthony said, Terry F, baby, and please say the baby about to change all that and help us get the bag too. in my Migos voice. I might says, Coach, Coach going off that fire water. 2023 Ritter season. You already know. You already know. KTF says, cry, Eagles, cry. So Rihanna was just all right to you, Coach Ron?
Yeah.
Mm.
All right.
Yeah, it didn't really do too much for me. And it worked.
Looked good. Visually, it looked good.
Yeah, it
But
did.
I don't know. She didn't really seem like she was into it.
I mean, she looked like she was pregnant.
Yeah, she's pregnant for sure. But I'm saying, like, she didn't do a lot of dancing. She wasn't singing live. I think maybe for that last song she might have been.
Yeah,
But she
talk about
wasn't.
shine bright like a diamond.
Yeah, but she wasn't really singing live. So it was just kind of like a bunch of walking around.
Yeah.
The dancers were
The
killing it.
dancers were killing it. The dancers were killing it. But yeah, on a scale of 1 to 10, I give it a 3 or a 4. It just wasn't doing it for. I never been a real big Rihanna fan either, so like that probably might add to it as well, you know. But on a scale of 1 to 10, I give it a good 3. For coaching staff, y'all let me know what y'all think about it. On a scale of 1 to 10, but yeah, I give it a good 3 or 4. Man, Evan, I was so worried about that girl falling off that thing or that rope breaking. I was like, man, I can't. If something happened, I don't know if I can handle it. I was so good because I hate heights. My mom says, I see we have a Rihanna hater. Put the Coach Ronan hater alert. Coach Willie Dot says I did some recycling during the halftime show. Oh, Andy said she looked stiff and she was pregnant. He said he give it a 6 out of 10. Yeah, I give it a 3. I give it a 3.5. JJ said Rihanna, she looked like she was tired. Ghost Pepper says Rihanna was pregnant and was trying to be careful. Well, at least it looked like it. Yeah. I think I don't know. KTL said I'm hating. No, I ain't hating on Rihanna. No, I ain't hating. Now we all know I'm part of the Beehive, but they all come from the same set. I ain't hating on Rihanna. Shouts out to Rihanna. She do her thing, but nah, I ain't hating on Rihanna. KTL said he give it a solid 6. Sterling said he give it a 5. False Start Falcons is. I gotta say it right. False Start Falcons is young, simple, sex simple. Chickens want me to touch them. True. Oh man, that was the comment of the night right there. That was the comment of the night. Coach Granddaughter says Rihanna, she's pregnant, sporting that prison jumpsuit. Wait. Oh man. Y'all are crazy, man. Y'all are crazy. Scholar says, Big Low, I give it a 4. Bring Janet Jackson back. Man. Hey, it's tough. Malcolm Brooks in here said, what's going on, Big Low? Great game. But bad call late. I also agree with you on the dancers were more exciting than her. Yeah, I think. But it's one of those cases moving forward. I told Coach Roney, they last couple of Super Bowl performances, they went pretty ethnic. So, I think on the next one, they might get somebody else. Taylor Swift, huh? Yeah, like rock or something like that. Yeah. Or pop, maybe not pop. It might go, huh? Yeah. So yeah, it'll probably be rock and roll. Yeah. What was that like before? It was like the Dave Matthews Band, or it was like 4 or 5 Super Bowls ago. They had got somebody. It was like rock, like contemporary rock. I forgot who it was. Yeah, I forgot who it was. Cinco Moses here. He said, "Low." He said, "I love Riri, and I so loved it as soon as they announced her, ASAP Rocky was the winner of this Super Bowl." Oh man. But look, oh my God. Coach Pepper says Rihanna should have hired Suge Avery as her dance coordinator to teach her how to shake her shimmy for the Super Bowl halftime show. Sister.
It's been a while since there was like straight up rock.
Oh yeah, when's the last time there was
Like
straight up
Rihanna
rock?
and all the LA people. Then it was The Weeknd. 2020 Shakira and Jennifer Lopez. 2019 Maroon 5. Travis Scott Big Boy. 2018 Justin Timberlake.
Yeah.
2017 Lady Gaga. 2016 Coldplay. Beyonce. Bruno Mars.
Uh-huh.
2015 Katy Perry. 2014 Bruno Mars and Red Hot Chili Peppers. That would have been
Red Hot Chili Peppers. Okay, okay.
Bruno Mars was the headliner. They just came out
Yeah, they just
recently.
came out. Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I mean it's been a pretty good, it's been a pretty good mix. JJ said next year Barry Manilow. Oh man, John Brooks says, he's a big low. I'm right there with I'm not big on Rihanna. I mean, it's not a knock on her. I'm just not a fan. Yeah, it's like that's the thing. It's like I ain't knocking Rihanna. It's just not, it's just not my cup of tea. You know, It- I don't know. It's like I remember when the "Shine Bright Like a Diamond" song came out. I was like, it really wasn't doing too much for me. I never forget whenever the first time I seen whenever she was like, oh yeah, uh there was like Rihanna's recording in the studio and she was sitting on the stool singing. I like, who sit on the stool and sing? If you sing, you stand up because you let your diaphragm expand. See, I'm a singer.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm like, hey, you go ahead and let it project out. You
But
know
you sitting in that seat singing all the time.
what? See,
The one you're in right now.
well, I'm not recording. I'm not recording nothing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm just giving the audience what they want to hear while I'm sitting down. But if I was recording it, like I'm recording my next single pretty soon, it's one of those cases where whenever I go to the studio, I'm gonna be standing up, you know. So yeah, hey, it's just one of those things. It's just one of those things. Um, Granddad says, I do love We Found Love by Rihanna. It takes DJ Calvin Harris to mix that for it to be a hit. That's the one you said you like too.
Yeah, it is mixed.
Yeah. Deborah said, dang, Lo, we lost. Hey man, y'all gonna be back, brother. Don't worry, man. Don't worry. Y'all gonna be back. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. At the end of the day, it's one of those cases where um Philadelphia Eagles, um, their their championship window is going to be open for the next 4 to 5 years, easily, easily. I just don't see anything changing. You got two star wide receivers in Devontae Smith, and AJ Brown. Y'all seen Dallas Goddard? Like that's your guy, right? You got one. You got the best offensive line in football. You got the best defensive line for right now. Like we don't know who's coming and who's going to be going during this offseason. But I mean, I legit wouldn't worry about it, man. It's like sometimes you got to pay your dues, right? Before Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls went on their runs with their championships, they ran up against those um they ran up against those Detroit Lions. So I mean everybody got to pay your dues, and I feel like this is just going to make the Philadelphia Eagles stronger. You know, moving forward, uh, who's going to challenge them in the NFC? That's the question, and I'm hoping that it's going to be my Falcons. But I'm just looking at the rest of the NFC. Who else is out there? Think about this, guys. Besides the 49ers, who else is out there to challenge the Philadelphia Eagles?
In the NFC.
In the NFC, who else is out there? Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers, he's running around in the dark.
He's not gonna be there either.
He ain't gonna be there. Dallas,
No.
you can't trust him.
I already told you Dallas wasn't gonna
You
be
told
there.
me. You told me. You told me. You can't trust Dallas. Washington, they don't even know what they want to call themselves. I mean, Dibben said not saying the Vikings. It's like the thing is with the Vikings, they're gonna be changing quarterbacks soon. They ain't gonna keep paying Kirk Cousins because Kirk Cousins, he's not capable of getting them to where they're trying to get to. It's like so besides the Dallas Cowboys, I'm sorry. Besides man, I made that noise. Besides besides the San Francisco 49ers, who else is out there to challenge the Philadelphia Eagles? If you go to the NFC West, Seattle, they are coming along. They made the playoffs with Geno Smith. They're a young team that could develop into something. Arizona, they don't know who they want to be. The Rams, they driving, they walking aimlessly up Rodeo Drive. It's like the NFC South, Tampa, they're done. New Orleans Saints fans, please don't get upset with me. New Orleans done. Put a little bit of extra steak on that one. Carolina Panthers are the Carolina Panthers. What are they gonna do? What are Carolina go seriously? What are Carolina gonna do? Right? I mean, there's nobody else. The Detroit Lions are the dark horse. The Detroit Lions are the dark horse. But y'all let me know, like, who do y'all think would be a team? And William Amy, he just put it in here, the Detroit Lions. But who do y'all think would be the team that could challenge the Eagles? Why not us? Why not the Atlanta Falcons? We a young team. We got a young quarterback. And we of course we don't know, we don't know what the situation is. We don't know what's gonna happen. But we're a young team with a young quarterback. You know, we got the best defensive coordinator in football. Thank you, Saints. We got a whole bunch of money. Why not the Falcons? Saints ain't gonna make it. I can see the Vikings, but the question is, do you trust Kirk Cousins?
No.
That's what I'm saying.
And you shouldn't.
And like I said, in the next year or so, after next year, Kirk Cousins done. He's gone. Kirk Cousins probably gonna be playing quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts because that's where all the old quarterbacks go to. But I do think the Colts are gonna. I think they're gonna draft the guy this season. But yeah, it's like, do you trust Kirk Cousins? Ruth says, 2024 Falcons and Colts Super Bowl. Man, where the Colts look this year, it's tough.
Jeff Saturday coaching.
Oh man. Marcus Messiah says, within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage, not holding. Cash money. All this cash money. Hey man, it's crazy. Granddaughter says 49ers, they get healthy. Lions, Vikings got Flores as a DC, so that should help. I mean, yeah. I mean, I can see. ATLGA Faithful said that the Panthers are just gonna keep pounding. Oh man, Tyler Russell said, watching the game tonight, we have a long way to go before we're in the Super Bowl ready again. You are right. You are completely correct, Coach. Coach Ronan was talking about that. She was like, man, it would be nice to be able to convert on third and short like this consistently, not to make it too, not to recreate the wheel. Third and short, quarterbacks need. Let's get the first down. Don't get cute. You know what I'm saying? Don't get cute. Val's in here. Val says, who that? Look, rise. You spelled rise up wrong, Val. You spelled rise up wrong. Anthony White is in here. He says, 49ers will be back next season. They got to figure out the quarterback situation. You're right. You're right. You're right. Ruth says time is gone. Now we can take over the South and win it. I mean, you're right. Blair Carter says, "What in the world, Bo? Top 5 defenses and sacks had a total of 1." Wait a minute, they got 1 sack? I thought they didn't get any sacks in today's game.
What I think when he lost a yard on something, it was a sack.
Oh, okay, but it wasn't like a legit. Okay, okay, okay. ATLGF8 says, "Hey, Coach Lowe, do you see a potential problem signing players from Super Bowl teams? It depends on how old they are. Like if we get a guy who, you know, he's 35 years old, and he's just trying to, make sure that his kids have somewhere to go to college at. This is their college fund contract. No." But if you got a guy 25, 26 years old that fits in your system, go ahead and make that move. Go ahead and make that move. You're right, Connor. It's a big season. It's a big off season for him. Well, Amy says the Arizona Cardinals don't have a Super Bowl, or the Falcons and the Carolina Panthers or the Indianapolis Colts. Also, uh, Buffalo Bills don't have a Super Bowl. Cincinnati Bengals don't have a Super Bowl. Houston Texans don't have a Super Bowl. So yeah, I mean, there's a few teams out there that don't have a Super Bowl. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think the Tennessee Titans have a Super Bowl. I don't think so. I don't think so. Granddaughter says, "Big Low." Everybody says that. Why not us? Well, why not? Well, why you be realistic? Have to take the fan color glasses off. Cards fans are saying the same thing. Gotta take the fan color glasses off, bro. Gotta take them off. Oh man, the Chargers. Yeah, okay, yeah, the Chargers. The Chargers don't have a Super Bowl. Jacksonville doesn't have a Super Bowl. That's right, Val. That's right. Yeah. The Colts have a Super Bowl. Remember Peyton Manning beat the Chicago Bears? What was that? 2008, I believe. No, 2006. Yeah, so yeah, they got their Super Bowl. Peyton got them theirs. Well, Amy says, "Big Low, specials Dave gone. I need to." Um, oh, wait a minute. Am I going out? Okay, that's what I'm saying. It's like after watching this game, it makes you say, "Hey, it's one of those cases where look, these guys, just like Tyler Russell said, these guys are on a whole nother level. Can we rise to that level?" The two best teams in the league were battling it out tonight. Did it end the way we wanted it to end? No, some look, just like we seen at the beginning of the stream. Some people said, "Hey, it was a good call." Some people said, "Hey, we could have let that one go." But the fact of the matter is, before that call happened, it was 35-35, under 2 minutes left in the NFL season. And it was football played on a whole nother level. It wasn't a situation where, oh man, this team got here because the team that they were playing against just slipped up. They just had a matchup that they exploited heavily. It wasn't that kind of situation. It was a situation where it was like, okay, we beat the teams that were in front of us. Other team beat all the teams that were in front of them. Number one against number one. And it came down to the last 2 minutes of the game. And all I'm saying is that, just like Tyler Russell said, the Atlanta Falcons have a long way to go before they're playing at that level. The New Orleans Saints have a long way to go before they're playing at that level. Carolina, long way to go before they're playing at that level. Tampa Bay this year with Tom Brady, long way to go before they're playing at that level. Oh yeah, of course, the Atlanta Falcons. Long way to go before they're playing at that level. Oh man, Tyler Russell says that was seriously an amazing football game, high level of play on both sides. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. So, look, it's one of those situations where, you know, you look at what it's kind of like I say all the time. You look at what some of these other teams are doing, and like, you get low key jealous. You say, man, I want nice things sometimes. I want some of those things that they do. I want a defense that could get 70 sacks. You know what I'm saying? I want some good creative play calling, you know, that I don't have to worry about getting the first down on third and short or, on third and goal. I want something that, you know, I could be confident in going into the game. Right? Um, Malcolm says, I honestly feel like we have more major bad calls this NFL season than any other in recent memory. Well, there was some terrible calls this year. Whoever's writing these scripts, they need to tighten up. Whoever writing these scripts, they need to tighten up. Val says, "True, Big Low. It really was a dog. Yes, yes, it was. It was definitely a dog fight. It was definitely a dog fight. Yeah, I got you, Smitty. Hold on. But moving forward, and just like somebody else said, it's like whenever we seen what the what the Chiefs did, what did y'all see the Eagles do to kind of take that next step themselves? I'm tell you one thing I seen them do. Number one, Jalen Hurts put that team on his back, and moving forward, he had an NFL record for touchdowns scored in the Super Bowl for a quarterback, for rushing touchdowns for a quarterback. You can't beat that, man. Coach Wallace in here. Coach Wallace says, Coach Lowe, tell Coach Roney it's not the coach if you don't have enough good talent on your team to win. Well, and see, the thing is that the coaching and the talent goes hand in hand, because think about it. There are 7-8 billion people in the world. Our scouting can help us find guys that can fill positions. At the end of the day, we had talent on the team that could have made the playoffs. Thing is that Marcus Mariota stayed in games, and he stayed in too long. And at the end of the day, that was the coach's decision to leave him in there. Fitty, what in the world, Bo?
What up, man? We been had a busy day, my dog.
You ain't never lied, man. You ain't never lied. What you think about that Super Bowl, bro?
Hey, man, I loved it, man. And for people who said it was a script, y'all can go to hell with that, man, because it was a game that tell the two halves. Philadelphia on the first half, and that's what people don't understand about coaching, man. It's all about adjustments. I told y'all Andy Reid experience would come into play at some point, and it came into play after halftime. He adjusted to what they were doing, and on offense, we saw how exposed that secondary was. Both of us said that earlier today, how much that secondary was going to come into play, and it came into play that second half. And I don't feel like Patrick Mahomes won MVP, but that's another conversation.
All right, well, so who would you give it to?
I would have gave it to Kadarius Toney. For one, he scored a touchdown, and then he put them in position to win the football game. Then you look at Nick Bolton, the linebacker. Even though they overturned that call, he would have had two defensive touchdowns.
Had two, yeah.
He was flying all over the field making tackles. He was just that guy. But they gave it to Patrick Mahomes because he's probably the quarterback.
He Patrick Mahomes,
So,
man.
Yeah.
He Patrick Mahomes. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like when all else fails, just give it to the quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, because he didn't even throw for 200 yards, right?
Nope. And like Unc said earlier today, as long as you got number 15 back there, you always got a chance to win.
Felipe Franks.
But let me say this right quick.
Uh-huh.
This should be a lesson to Falcon fans. Yeah, I'm talking to y'all.
Oh,
this
man.
is why we need a quarterback, man, to lead it. When the quarterback can put the team on their back and make plays in clutch. This is what happens, man. This is what takes you to the next level. So
Man.
this offseason, man, if we get Lamar Jackson, Derek Carr, any other veteran quarterback, just don't say nothing. Because trust me,
Well,
we need it.
so let me ask you this: do you think Derek Carr would have made the same kind of plays Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes made tonight?
No, I wouldn't say that. But I'm just saying, as far as the veteran quarterback,
Yeah,
that's all.
yeah.
That's all I'm saying. It could be any veteran quarterback that has to make plays. So that's what you need in this. And you seen it. Let's be real. If we had Michael Vick in this era right here with the Atlanta Falcons,
Oh my
we wouldn't even
god.
be having this conversation.
Oh my god. It would
With
be
what we have right now, man, we
it
wouldn't
would
even
be
be
crazy,
having a conversation, man.
man. So I don't know if you seen, but I don't know, Smitty. It's like I'm one of those people. I feel like whenever you look at what the team allows, like before the season starts, that's how I
Right,
knew Julio was gone, right?
right.
Because like you look at the promos, Julio wasn't on none of the promos. So I don't know if you've seen this. Desmond Ritter, they sent him to Radio Row for the Super Bowl to talk about the Atlanta Falcons. Do you feel like that's a sign that Desmond Ritter is going to be the guy moving forward?
Well, Arthur Smith did say Matt Ryan was going to be our quarterback next year, didn't he? Did he say that last year?
He did. He did.
And what happened in the offseason? Sean Watson name came up.
Matt Ryan looking
See,
good at that blue and white.
see, see, PR can be such a smoke screen, man. You just never know what's going on behind closed doors. It's just like a husband and a wife. You see what's going on the outside, but when they behind closed doors, it could be something totally different.
Hey
So,
man. Hey, you see? I don't know. I don't know. Did you watch the video of me running the 40?
nah, I was
Oh, you
scared
ain't
to
seen it?
watch it
Oh, you
because
was scared?
I thought you were gonna pull up like Julio, man. I ain't gonna even. I'm gonna go check it out though, because you know me, I might make a short out of it.
Well, the reason why I asked if you watched it, you talk about behind the scenes. So, like in that video, because we had to mark off the 40 yards, me and Coach Ronnie, we were sitting there going back and forth about, how to mark out because the field wasn't marked since it's the off season. And so we was trying to figure out how to mark it off, and we were just going back and forth. But just like you were saying, like, the things going on behind the scenes, a lot of times people just don't see.
Yeah, because think about it. If like I said, man, what's going on with Lamar Jackson? And for everybody to keep saying Atlanta this and Atlanta that, I know cap space is one of the reasons because we have a lot of cap space. But the
Yeah,
other reason is somebody in some kind of circle done heard something and they done leaked it because everybody's just not going to keep saying the same thing because that's just like when me and you make content. If I put something out and they ain't seen it from nobody else, they're not going to believe it.
exactly.
So they don't. It's been in more than one circle, man. So something has got to be true about it.
I mean, there might be something to it, man. There might be
Yeah,
something to it.
Trucker Mike, that's true, man. All three of them champions, man. And Kadarius Tony was one of the biggest steals of this season at the trade
Oh
deadline.
man, that was crazy. That was crazy, man. It's like just like you said, Valdez Scantling, you know, Kadarius Tony, Juju. Somebody said earlier in the chat, Juju he could go back and Juju on the beat in Pittsburgh now. He do a little Corvette dance in Pittsburgh now.
But this is also a narrative that I hate to hear people say, man. But as a receiver, we need this and we need that. Wide receiver is one of the most punishable positions in football. Everybody thought when Tyree left, they were gonna hit a brick wall. But what did they do? They went out and found veterans they knew could make plays. MVS made plays in Green Bay with Devontae Adams. Learned a lot up under him. Then you had Kadarius Tony, who's really still on his rookie deal and really hadn't played much with New York. Come to a team that accepts him for who he are and what he can do. He made plays. And what was the other guy? Juju Smith-Schuster. I
Mm-hmm.
thought he was done after Antonio Brown left because when Chase Claypool got there, he made him look like a second-hand flunky.
Yep.
But guess what? Juju bounced back. go to a team he knows where a quarterback that can get him the football, and he's going to make the plays when his number is called. So at the end of the day, what does all come back to? A quarterback.
So, Bruce Taylor, he says you have to have the guy to win in the
Exactly.
NFL. Best
Exactly.
teams all have that guy at quarterback. Ritter is
Exactly.
not a special player, and there's no upside to his game.
I wouldn't say it's no upside, but I don't
Yeah,
see him as being no franchise changing quarterback. He could be one of those guys like a game manager, like a Chris Chandler, if you got all the pieces around that could guide you to a Super Bowl. But I don't think he's that guy you can just put the team on his back and expect him to win, pull you out of games. Because this was the first game I think all season, or first or second game that Philadelphia had to come from behind and play from behind, and it showed. When they got behind, I mean, they came back, scored that touchdown. But as you can see, the offense was not the same as it was in the first half. When Kansas City found out what they were doing on offense, they adjusted and it showed.
now let me ask you this right here. I'm not asking you if it was a hold call. Do you think they should have called that hold call?
Only reason I would say no is because the ball was overthrown.
That's what I think.
He did grab him at the beginning of the play, but they were doing that the whole game. But to say he did it after that, no, he wasn't holding at all. And like I said, the ball was well overthrown, so it shouldn't have been a call at all.
Yeah, I don't think it's just for the simple fact of what part of the game that it was, and like the implications that call made. It's like I feel like they shouldn't have thrown the flag in that particular
Yeah,
case.
they should have just let them play.
Yeah,
Because either way they were going to kick the field goal, and then you would have gave Philadelphia a chance, like you playing in overtime to drive down and do the same. Then we probably could have had overtime, made the game even better than what it was. But yeah, they should have chewed the whistle on that one.
yeah. ATLJ Faithful says I agree. I think Ritter can be that guy.
He
He
say he
was leading.
disagree.
Oh, sorry. He said I disagree. I think Ritter can be that guy. He was leading us on the drive to win versus the Aints. In that first start, London does a fumble. We win, in my opinion.
I agree with that, but I just see him as more. He can make all the throws. He can do this. He can do that. But does he have that it quality? Is what I'm asking. We've yet to see that.
I
And
think, I
right
think
off and right offhand, you normally know.
yeah, yeah. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think he that guy. I, I,
We'll
th- I
see.
think I think he that dude.
We'll
And
see.
and the thing is that it might be a situation where you know we don't know exactly what's going to happen. I think Ritter's that guy, but who knows? Baltimore Ravens could call the Falcons with an offer they just can't refuse and say,
Right.
"Hey, look, 2 seconds," and I don't know something crazy because I mean to be honest with you, the Atlanta Falcons they got all of the and any other team that would want to get Lamar Jackson, they got all of the leverage and power because it's one of those cases where it's like, look, if you don't trade them, then you're gonna be letting them go for free. So I could just wait and get what I want without giving up any draft picks. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
You're
So I
right.
mean, I don't know. Everybody talk about
Because
3 first round picks. I just don't see it.
and think about this. They're not going to be the only team on the market for a quarterback. You got New York Jets. They can, I think can not outbid us with money, but give, Lamar Jackson a better chance to win because their team is a little bit more put together than ours.
I mean, I agree with you. I
So
agree
at
with
the end of the day, even if we win the auction of getting him, will he want to come here? And I'm starting to think, and I look at the Jets roster, they're a little bit more put together than we are. And to be honest, I trust their coach a little bit more.
you. Yeah, yeah. Bridget said, "Where them folks at that say defense win championships? They got the same energy tonight."
Man, she owned it.
I mean, the thing is that defense. I mean, the defense did kind of win championship, but just like everybody mentioned now, that scoop and score, that was the game right there. You know,
And think about it. When who was that? Miles Sanders. When he caught that ball, it was close to being another fumble, scoop and score for a touchdown. He had to took at least one step that would have swung the momentum all the way towards the Chiefs. And that missed field goal, you see how big that was down the stretch.
Yeah,
So Kansas City, man, they did their thing, man, and I'm not gonna not Philadelphia, but they put up a good fight. But the coaching experience showed in the second half. It's
it
like
did.
the play calling with Jalen Hurts got a little bit too conservative at the wrong time in the game.
It did. It did. It did. There got to be a few too many read options, and he was keeping he kept two, three too many of them.
Right.
And it's like whenever they were airing it out, that's whenever they had them on their heels. Jerry Sneed was getting his draws burnt off tonight.
Man, boy, he needs some Vaseline after that. 'Cause, Devontae Smith, man, he man, he ran by that dude like he was in freaking elementary school.
Man, because they tried to put him on AJ first. Uh,
And,
it
that was so puzzling to me. AJ was dominating in the first half. You go to second half, you rarely look his way. See, that's what teams mess up at, man. The
yeah,
star players got to, shine in the big games. If they got to kept throwing him the ball, I think Kansas City has no chance to win this game. No chance at
man,
all.
ain't that it would have been nothing they could have done with him. It would have been nothing they could have done with him because I mean we seen how he got him. That was just a beautiful catch on that deep post.
Man,
Double coverage. It was like he baited him thinking that he was coming up. Then the last second
right.
went out
Went
for that
outside.
pylon. Yeah, I was like,
Right.
wow. That was a heck of a play. That was a heck of a play.
And I give Devontae Smith a lot of credit, man. People talking about how small he was and his body frame won't hold up in the NFL. I keep telling y'all, man, you can't measure hard. You
You
got
can't
hard to
measure.
play the game. I mean, I don't care how big or how small you is. It don't matter.
You can't measure it, man. You can't measure it. So the new league year is March the 15th, Tyler
Yep.
Russell.
Yep. And we're gonna do a show on the 14th.
Can't beat it. Can't beat it. So it's all going down, man. It's
Yep.
all going down.
We're gonna have a new league year show. And we're gonna have a ball talking about these free agents and things, man, because the tampering period will have started by then. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, yeah,
You start hearing,
Pecco the truth, man.
man, do you see him get his clock clean though?
Oh yeah, he got stuck.
Oh my
That's what
goodness.
speed will do to you though.
Yeah. Gardner Johnson, he just came down here. It was one of those situations where if he would have missed, he would have ended up in the end zone.
And don't be surprised that dude in Atlanta next year.
Hey, I was just talking about
That,
that a little
that
bit earlier.
that's one of Ryan Nielsen guys.
Yes.
Because Ryan Nielsen was crying when he left.
Man. Hey, Will Amy said he dropped back 18 times. You talk about Jalen Hurts. That's the amount of times Jalen Hurts dropped back today.
No, that probably was Mahomes because I think Jalen Hurts almost had 300 yards.
Yeah, he did have 300 yards. Yeah, he had 38 attempts.
Yeah, I knew
Mahomes,
he had it.
yeah, Mahomes had 27 for
Okay.
182 yards,
Okay.
but 3 touchdowns. That's just an efficient game, man. It's like you can't. I was
Yeah.
asking, I was asking Coach Roney earlier. I was like, "Is Mahomes the best quarterback in the NFL?"
Oh, no doubt about it.
Yeah. You got to give it to him, man.
But what we always talk about, Big Low, I said it earlier on the other show. Situational play calling. Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy are the best at it.
Man, let me ask you this right here. After watching this game tonight, because we were talking about how these were obviously the best two teams in football in a dogfight. What did you take from this game that you will want on your team?
That's a good question. Uh, I would have to say coaching. The way the coaches adjusted, I would love to see that on my staff. I think that's the only thing holding us back. Because if we got to a 70-10 record with a no name defense and an inadequate quarterback and Marcus Mariota, then you have a rookie finish the season. I would just like to see the coaching get better, man, and take some knowledge from this game about adjustments, about uh, like we say, a situation of play calling and all that stuff, man. Yeah, that's what I would like to see with the coaching. As far as the players, uh, I would just say, never quit attitude. I saw it in
Yeah,
both teams.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I would be completely honest with you. You're right. Just the situational play calling. It's like, how many times did the Eagles convert on third and short, just running quarterback sneaks because they know
About
they couldn't
six or
stop
seven
it.
times. Yeah.
Yeah, and they knew that they couldn't stop it. You know, so it's like they tried to go away from it. They did a fake quarterback sneak and did a little toss play because they knew that they were gonna go for it on fourth, even if they didn't get it in. And they went for it on fourth, and they got it. I mean, it's like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
it wasn't third and two. They trying to quarterback sneak. It's like it was just good situational play
And
calling.
what I love way they were breaking down the game. They didn't ever put themselves in no bad situation. In that first half, they would shit always third and two, third and three, third and four, and then they could convert that easily. So I think they got away from just getting bits and chunks and still started trying to take bigger shots, and they just weren't connecting. And on the other hand, the defensive coordinator, I can't think of his name for Kansas City, but he was 3-1 in
Hey,
Super
no.
Bowl. Spagnola.
Hmm.
He started dialing up more blitzes the second half to get Hurts out of his comfort zone, and I
Yeah,
think that shook him a little bit.
yeah, it did. It did. It shook them up. It shook
Yeah,
them
it was
up.
one sack. It was one sack. Hurts got pushed out of bounds behind the line, so they called it a sack.
Oh,
But as
okay.
far as a straight sack, no, it wasn't. Get out to the quarterback sack. It was I think he was scrambling, but he was still in the pocket, so they pushed him out of bounds and they counted it as a sack.
Man. Tyler Russell, he asked what is like the relationship with he said how does it work with Ragon and Arthur Smith in terms of play calling.
I think Arthur Smith called the plays, and I think they were going to order the pizza. That's how I see it. That's how I see it, bro. Because I mean, he can't be doing too much. And you want me to be honest? What was the point of hiring T.J. Yates if Dave Ragone is not going to do that? Dave Ragone was a former quarterback at Louisville. I remember when he played. So
Yes.
he's a better option to just coach the quarterback and be the offensive coordinator than putting T.J. Yates there. I mean,
Well,
Charles London. I'm sorry, Charles London.
well,
So
well, well. The thing is that so Dave, according to what they told us, they said that Dave Ragone designs the plays and Arthur Smith calls them during the games.
that's
So
bull crap.
why you say that, man?
That is bull crap.
Why you say
Because
that?
if he dialed up the plays, let me ask you something. You was a coach.
Uh huh.
If you was in the quarterback room, running back room, or whatever room you was in, and you were dialing up plays, and you knew you were running better than the other guys, wouldn't you be mad?
I would be pissed off.
Okay then.
I would be pissed off
So
because it's like, if I'm designing these plays, how do you know how to use them better than
exactly,
me?
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's some bull crap, man. Don't believe that. Yeah, he drawing them up all right. He drawing them up. You got them going to that top line out there talking about what do you want on your pizza? What do you want on yours? He just holding the clipboard, man. I'm telling you, because I mean, if he was the offensive coordinator, you would see him calling plays during the game. Actually getting out talking to the quarterback like every enemy be doing. Even though
Exactly.
we know Andy Reid can call most of the plays, he still gives every enemy his chance to shine. We don't
Exactly.
see that with Arthur Smith.
I wish that I could like sit in and listen to all of them on the headset to see exactly how it goes because it's like there's different. Like every team has a different chain of command when it comes to calling plays. Sometimes it's like the OC will call plays, and they'll like give like 2 or 3 plays, and then like the head coach will choose which one that he wants. Sometimes the OC will call the play, and the head coach has vetoing power. So it's
Right.
like I really wish that I could hear like how Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy call their plays.
And I was just about to use them for an example because when you look at them, coach, you see both of them talking to Patrick Mahomes at the same time. When the quarterback comes off the field in Atlanta, whether it's Mariota or Ritter, they talking to Arthur Smith. And Dave Ragone, probably somebody somewhere back there sitting on the bench, showing the iPad to the quarterback or wide receiver, whoever. You know, I mean, it's just something you can just see and just tell.
So
Literally.
Ragone, he be sitting up top. So, you probably sitting up there eating that good sweet food. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
Man.
He's sitting up there eating that good sweet food, bro.
But we went through this with Dan Quinn, with him trying to call plays. How did that turn out? If my job on the line in the third year with a second year quarterback, I'm gonna get a play caller that like a Byron Leftwich that can call plays, been around a lot of talent, can set this young quarterback up for greatness. Because he's another guy. I talked about Ryan Nielsen, I talked about Jerry Gray. Both of those guys can be head coaching candidates. You
Yeah.
bring in Byron Leftwich, he can be a head coaching candidate.
But
So
see, the thing is, Smitty, is that like Ragone is still here. So it's like
yeah,
he's
he
gonna
just
be the OC next year. Like
yeah,
that's
he just
that.
yeah, he will. Yeah, he'll keep holding the clipboard. But
But after watching this game and you're watching football at the highest level, it's like that that's not giving me much faith going into 2023.
I've
That's
been
all I'm
saying
saying.
that though. That's why I said I would be surprised he got fired. Because think about it. When things don't go the right way and we see what the situation play calling how bad it was, and you still got the same offensive coordinator, pretty much the same playbook. How does that bode well for you as a team and as a front office?
It don't look good, bro. It don't look good. You 31 in the league in passing. Like that don't look good at all.
I agree
And
with that. The Eagle defense did show up. They just got gassed in the fourth quarter.
yeah, they got gouged in that for it. Well, nah, the
Third
whole second
quarter.
half. Yeah, the
Yeah.
whole second half.
They scored what 24. They got scored outscored 24-11.
But the thing is that it's like Andy Reid, he seen that they just like they said during commentary, they weren't passing receivers off. They were just
Right.
dropping down in the zones and just sitting there. So it's
Right.
like since they weren't passing guys off, it's like Patrick Mahomes, he was just letting them run through the zones and hitting them, or just let them sit up underneath the zones and just hitting them and just picking them apart that way.
I'm gonna be real. I seen something I just said Byron Leftwich had the worst play call in the league. It just seemed that way because it was Tom Brady. Tom Brady was calling his own plays.
Oh
Byron
yeah,
Leftwich didn't have no hand in none of that.
yeah. Tom Brady, look, Tom Brady, he got that wristband on for a reason.
Right. He was calling the play whatever he seen on the field, that's what he was gonna call.
That's what he gonna call. Yeah, that's what
For
he
sure.
gonna call. So
But
yeah,
go look back at what they did in Arizona before he left there. He was an offensive quality control assistant. Then he moved up to quarterback coach, then offensive coordinator. So he moved his way up the ladder. He learned under Bruce Arians. That's why he ended up in Tampa Bay with Arians and Brady.
yep.
But if you put him with a young quarterback after working with those guys, I guarantee you he can get some things done.
Man, look, it's at the end of the day,
Point
bro.
blank, period. Nothing else need to be said, William.
At
That's
the end,
point blank, period.
at the end of the day, man, he just needs to coach because he got too many things on his plate. His eyes bigger than his stomach. You thinking you could do both of these jobs. If you want to be a coordinator, you should just be a coordinator. You see what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like you keep trying to. You're not Andy Reid. You're not Sean McVay. You're not Sean Payton. You're not the guy to call plays and coach at the same time. Yeah,
Man,
it's like rubbing your belly and patting your head. Like some people could do it, some people can't, Smitty. That's all I'm saying.
but you want me to be real with you, man. And I know y'all in the comments y'all gonna rip me for this, but I'm a firm believer in karma. And the reason why I say that, you hired the head coach before the GM. How did you know the GM was gonna pick that dude?
Exactly.
So maybe everything is happening because of that. Because
I
I'm sure they
mean,
picked some of the coaching staff too. I don't think Arthur Smith did.
oh, you don't think so?
Nope.
So you don't think Archie Smith picked Ragon?
Nope.
That's a Ryan Pace deal.
Right. That's why he ended up in Atlanta. He was already, he probably was already talking to the Falcon before he got here.
See, that ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work, bro. And this is what I'm saying, man. It's one of those situations where like that's where the nepotism come into play. You look at these, like you look at the Eagles, you look at the Kansas City Chiefs. It's like they get the guys that come in do the job. It's not the guys. It's not just the guys that they know. First of all, Andy Reid knows almost everybody in the league, but it's like it's not just the guys that you know. You got to bring in guys that can help your team do as much as they can. So it's like this whole I know this guy, so I'm gonna bring him in because I worked with him in Tennessee. It's like whenever Dan Quinn came, he brought Kyle Shanahan. They were never on the same coaching staff. You know what I'm saying? Dan Quinn like Kyle Shanahan because he coached against him so many times that he was like he was just so hard to stop. I was like, if you can't beat him, join him. You know? So it's like, why are we doing this whole thing where it's like we're getting the guys that we know? You know what I'm saying? If I'm starting a
But see,
business, I ain't just
Ragon,
getting all the people I know.
Ragon already proved he couldn't call plays in Chicago.
Exactly.
Look at Mr. Biscuit. This nigga couldn't throw the
Man.
ball 10 yards down the field.
He only looked at half the field. He only looked at half the field. So I mean, yeah.
Man,
Coach Brendan,
Lord
she
bless.
said, I really don't like Ragon. It's just something about him that don't make me feel good.
Man, Ragon he just there. I'ma just be real. He just there. Because man, look, Arthur Smith, he getting his own way. And what I mean by that, if you know you having a problem calling play, just admit it. If you need to bring in somebody to help you with that, do it.
but
Because
Smitty,
you ain't gonna do nothing but cost yourself your own job.
but Smitty, first of all, I go back to this. Does it really matter to Arthur Smith if he loses his job?
Nah, cause he still got FedEx.
That's what I'm saying. So he's not going to go off the same rules that other people go by who don't have billionaire fathers, who come from a
But
billionaire family.
why get into coaching if you gonna think like that?
Hey, that's the same question I asked. So it's like, so you're saying if you have a problem, it's one of those situations where you need to do something about it. He knew he had a problem with Marcus Mariota all season. He
Oh,
knew
he
it.
knew it.
He knew it.
He knew
And
it.
he would come to the press conference like there's no quarterback controversy. He didn't make the move. Oh,
You there?
my froze.
Oh yeah, you back. You back.
Uh-oh, my bad, y'all.
Oh man, but yeah, man. I mean, come on, man. See, this is why I said I feel like Terry Fontenot would have hired somebody different because I don't even know if Terry Fontenot buys it. He can say all the right things, but do he really trust what he trying to do?
I don't know. I mean, Bridget, she said Arthur Smith better be winning more than 7 games this year.
He better be.
Um,
I
so
agree
so
with
you
that.
think so you think he'll be on the hot seat if he don't win more than 7?
If he started season off 2-3, he gone. If he has a losing record out of 5 games, he is absolute gone.
Oh, I don't
And,
think so, Smitty.
and the Falcons, they already said, the schedule they putting out, they have one of the easiest schedules, and they said the same thing about Philadelphia. But we'll see, man.
Man, we gonna see, bro. We gonna see. Well, shoot, man. I know it's late. I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down, man. I know everybody probably know where you came from, but you want to go ahead and let everybody know what you got coming up in the future.
Uh, I don't know, man. We'll see, man. I'm just going with the day, man. But we're gonna do another mock draft. Coming up at the end of the month. Me and Big Low and Alberto, Uncle Steve. We're gonna do it again 2.0. Tuesday show, man. We don't know yet. Alberto is going having a little privacy time right now, and I think we'll just play it by ear, man. But trust me, I'm gonna come up with something. But y'all know I'm gonna keep dropping videos, keep dropping draft profiles and free agent targets and all that good stuff. But other than that, man, y'all know where to find me, man. Smitty Sports Machine on YouTube, Facebook, and Spotify.
Definitely, definitely. Hey, y'all know my name is Big Low Country, old country boy, former football coach that love to sit around and talk about sports. Y'all make sure that you subscribe to the channel, because look, it's one of those cases where I got to tell my story, Smitty, on how I'm gonna become the next quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons. So
Hey, if you're gonna be the quarterback, I guess I'd be the offensive coordinator. Yeah, because if hey, if you're gonna be the quarterback and Dave were gone there, you might as well just forget about it, bro.
I'm gonna go rogue, Smitty. I'm gonna go rogue.
As long as you don't make no throw like Mariota trying to throw from your back, you'll be good.
Oh man, well look, man. Everybody, y'all take it easy. I hope that y'all have a safe and productive work week. And until then, man, y'all try not to do anything that I would do. Y'all be
And
easy.
that saying